Okay, we are live. It is Friday. It is Planet Zoo Day. And we are going to dive back into Tappy Feet Children's Zoo. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hope everybody's going to have a great weekend. I didn't get anything done today. I was gonna try, but just didn't happen. Alrighty, go ahead and pause that. Alright, I just want to make sure that everything is still where we left it. Sometimes I swear I've saved and I reopen, and some things look amiss. But I think we're okay. Or okay enough, at least. Okay. And we last left off, we were over here working away. On our behind the scenes areas. So let's just dive back into that. Because why not? Right? Okay. We do need to turn that off for the time being. So tomorrow, my main objective is going to be editing the bookshop simulator episodes that I've recorded so far. And then once that's done, I plan on jumping into working on my Bob Ross inspired embroidery piece. We're like drifting outwards here. Aren't we? It feels like it. It's not super terrible, but I also feel like if that continues in that direction, we're gonna have some troubles. Alright. That one. And I think this is the... Okay, you are the troublesome one. Okay, that's fine there. Alright, so now you are slightly too angled. Now we kind of have to angle it back in the other direction. I tried so hard to get this path straight, because it just makes life easier. Especially when you have pieces that are specific lengths. Alright, I'm going to exaggerate you to there. Just for the time being. And I will tuck that in. In just a moment. It's just easier to do it that way. Or at least it felt easier. Alright. Need another... Oh, really? What in the Sam Hill? Why is the font funny? I feel like this is the same name or the similar name that posted this the last time. And the fact that you just created this account 7 minutes ago. No, dude. Why isn't that streamer reaching out to me? Because it's a scam.
Hey, Nums.
Mm-hmm.
You were looking at a Sugar Dew Island, weren't you?
Yeah, and then the demo came out. And it was like controller based. You couldn't rebind any of the keys when it first came out.
Okay, Prime gave it out on GOG, so I can see if they've changed that.
Okay. I feel like if this was a legitimate message, that streamer themselves would have reached out instead of somebody else pushing it. This feels like a sales pitch.
What did I miss?
Oh, so for those that didn't see the message, someone created an account 7 minutes ago. 7 minutes ago, and just followed me. And this feels like a message I had pop up a couple weeks ago. Yo, bro, just wanted to show some real love for your stream because you're genuinely got crazy potential, and I
remember that.
Yeah, and I'd love to connect with you with a top Twitch streamer who pulls thousands of live viewers and has over 2.1 million followers. He actually helps smaller creators grow the right way with real views, active chat, and loyal supporters who sub, gift, and donate. If you're interested, add him on Discord and tell him so-and-so sent you. This could be... I'm not saying the name that they gave me.
Obviously.
And tell him someone by a certain name sent you. This could be the push your stream needs. If they if they genuinely want to help you, they would have reached out themselves, number one. Number two, I'm not messaging anybody on Discord that somebody who I don't know is suggesting me to message. Number three, this is a funny font. It's not the Twitch font. I don't know what font this is.
Yeah, they're probably using a specific font to bypass.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the account was already restricted as a suspicious user, and their account was made 7 minutes ago. So they're spamming everybody.
So hey, you can rebind in Sugar Do Island now.
Yeah, there was something weird with it. They were charging like an extremely large amount of money for such a small game when it first launched.
Well, I just got it on Epic for free, so you can play that and see if you want to do it.
I have to sign into your Epic, right?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll deal with it after stream.
Oh no! The account...
No.
Suspicious user ban evasion restricted. I went to click on them after that because I'm like, hey, their follower isn't there anymore. This user was flagged as a likely ban evader by the system at 7:49 p.m. Suspicious users in the restricted state are not able to publicly post chat messages. That didn't take long. Oh boy. If it feels like a scam, it probably is. Yeah, no, I had this like wall of text fly up on the dashboard. I was like, what in the fucking shit is this? We're not even a half hour in yet, people. They're already setting the tone for the evening. I guess it wasn't from that other company. That other website that keeps trying to advertise in streams. At least this was someone different for a change, I guess. If we have to find one positive about it. And there's the other company, okay. Twice! It's gonna be a busy band night. Oh my god. What the fuck did you say this time? Oh, we're on that one still. Well, you can join the list too. I got Bang a Soy. There's Musto.
Yeah, they're banned. So either it automatically banned it for you when I reported them, or what?
No, you block and then you go in and you directly ban them. There's 2 spots you go to. You can block them in the report, and then on the message thing you have to ban them, or yeah, ban them from there. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of these nights. Okay. You need to be adjusted. I mean, it's fine, right? It's fine. Okay. Well, so there's that bit. This one needs to be scooched in just a skosh. Alright. Okay, so we've got that. What are your thoughts? Any? Animals in the cassowary habitat aren't hungry. Okay. Alright, so I wasn't originally going to wrap that around the building, but I think I am now, just because it looks empty. All up in here. And then we'll take this guy. Okay, good enough. Alright. So we got that running that way. I am going to bring you down this way. Let me grab this guy. So make sure. Oh, you might be a little. Alright, so I'm gonna have to kind of keep you there. Because if you go over too far, you're gonna be touching the boundary. And that's gonna piss off the cassowaries. Because they don't like you. You should be a little bit easier, maybe? Maybe not. So we need something in here because it's empty and blank. Alright, so let's grab this guy. And bring you to... yeah, maybe about there. Okay. I really need something right in here. And I think I might do this guy. Alright, so that looks fine there. And I'm gonna grab some of our big old rocks here. That we used on the tunnel. Okay, and let's see here. Alright, let me have that guy. It's like some kind of weird bug creature, and I'm okay with that. Alright. Bring you on over to here. You know what? Let's start down here. Because then I can deal with any of the extra a little bit easier. Provided we have any. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, you know, I thought I was slightly over the path, but I didn't think I was over the path by that much. That looks about right. So that white bit there that washed out was just a boundary fence, essentially. It was a null barrier. That's why that's glowing quite so incandescently. Alright, who's being trouble here? Because y'all are being a little bit fussy. Alright. Well, hey, at least Moobot's earning their keep tonight. Right, that's something. See, you're like a little too far out now. Okay, that's a little better. I mean, it's a little wobbly still, but it's a hedge. So, is it going to be that noticeable? Probably not. Probably. Okay. Sorry, it had overlapped, so it was flickering, and it was driving me crazy, so... Alright, we're gonna duplicate you. Alrighty. And we'll bring this down that way. I thought I had tapped that. Just enough? I guess not. No, that's not what we wanted. Not at all. My bad, though. I did grab the wrong circle. Alright, so I'm gonna flip you this way. It does feel like it's drifting. Like, it kind of looks like it was trying to drift. At least a little bit. Okay. Sometimes they have thoughts about their surroundings, so that's why I clicked on that zookeeper there. Wasn't sure if he was going to talk about if this area was ugly or not. Sometimes they do, to a degree. It's pretty quiet, you get tired. Does nobody have any thoughts on this area? I'm sorry you're bored, buddy. mean, I'd rather have a board bit than one that's like super, super busy. Okay, who's up next? Oh gosh, I don't know. Who is up next? I mean, it doesn't fully matter. Alright, security. Alright, so we already security roomed that perk. Okay. Alright, so your door is pink, window is brown. Okay, so we're gonna edit this. Oof. Sorry, I had to change how I was sitting. Leggies were angry already. Alright, so walls. Alright. Window. So there's not much to see there. Okay, so let's see. So we'll do the short one. So that guy. Alright, so excuse me. We need our roofing. Yeah. That's gonna make the most sense. Did I put the eaves on the other roof? I did not. Okay. I need to go back and do that. Just realized it was missing. I was like, I don't remember doing this. Oh, that'll be why. I didn't. Okay. Probably need think the 6 is tall enough. Like the 4 definitely wouldn't be. Alright, so that's gonna go to brown. Remember to turn that off. Alright, guys, give me 1 minute. I will be right back. Excuse me. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. Just had to do a quick step away. Or as quick as I could be. Do apologize for that. And I thank you for your patience. Alright, so this guy. Where am I? I guess we'll take you up as high as we can. Now, here's the question. Do I want to use the 4? Floor looks pretty large still. Oh, that is fairly large. What about the 2? Okay, that kind of works. Alright, so this guy, that turned off. Alright, so. I mean, technically, you know, I technically don't even need it on that side. It's completely blocked by the hedge. So I could save myself some pieces. And just skip that. Since it's not viewable. Oh wait, no. Didn't want to do that. That is out way too far. You know what? That one looks like it's staying on top of it too. That one looks okay. Not quite sure. What happened there? Okay, so there's that. All right, now 4. I had it briefly. Okay. Turn that off. Alright, so go with that. It'll probably clip their feet just a skosh. But it'll probably be okay. Alright, so gonna grab our, well, I mean, it's gonna bounce out of the blueprint anyway, right? So it's gonna do that anyway. Okay, there's that. Oop, too far. Does look like it's a smidge off. Yeah, it is. Right. Let's see how that fares. I mean, do I even, you know? They're gonna come over here anyway. Regardless if this sign is on there or not. So I'm gonna, now that I think I've got it leveled out, I'm gonna pull it off for now. That looks pretty good there. Oh god, how do I spell this? My terrible brain strikes again. Let me see. S-E-C. Okay, let me copy that. And I'm gonna pop that into chat. So that way I can spell it out over here. C-U-R-I-T-Y. It's one of those words that just doesn't look right. Especially when it's in all capitals. Definitely looks better with the black around it. Okay, so we've got that there. I don't know that we really need to add windows to this one. I don't always. Sometimes I do. That might be fun. Okay, can I... It's gonna look weird with it being pink. Do like a stepping stone. That's too big. Just kind of have like a mulchy bit. No, it doesn't want to lay flat. Alright, never mind. That's gonna be more fuss than I want to bother with at this point, so I'll just go back to looking for the concrete like I was. Needs a brick. Did I pass it? I had to have. Yeah, I will pass it. Okay. Hmm. Do we not have any concrete panel? Oh, there it is. That is huge. I mean, I guess if it's... about there, it's probably fine. There's a little walkway cut through there. I need my potted plant. think my closest one is over here. So that's the planter that I originally put this in. And then I just kind of sunk the whole thing to the ground. I don't... Can we get away with one there too? Will it be in the way? Not fully. Okay. We have one of these. Right, I need to go back and do those eaves. I need to go back and do those eaves. I cannot forget this. Alright, let me see. That one looks pretty good there. Alright, so there's that one. Okay, now grab this guy here. Okay, so I'm gonna flip you. And then maybe put you there. You there, and okay, so there's that. Oh, yeah, I need to go back and adjust that. Right, that looks a little better. Okay, because you know, we don't want the staff being back here in the complete dark. That wouldn't do. Is that weird? Or should it be like on the opposite corner? I feel like this would be the darker corner though. This one doesn't have any light on it. Okay. Got that. I've got that. I'm not quite done this building yet. Let's go to props. There was a little tiny itty bitty. You know what? I already have it. I should just go get it. It's up at the front though. That's alright. Just take a little zoom zoom. I'm actually chilly. Had my fan on because I figured it'd be getting warm in here, but it actually wasn't that hot out today. And it wasn't all that muggy like it has been. I'll tell you, Cal was snoring so loud earlier. I thought there was something wrong with my computer. Or my fan. It's like, what in the world is that noise? And it took me far too long to realize that it was the cat. Alright. See, it was only a short flight. Back and forth. Okay. Now. Part of me really wants to put one there, but I don't technically need it there. So on this side, I'm gonna have them face. If I can get it to do the thing. That would be super helpful. Thank you. I'm gonna have them face inward. Just so like a truck wouldn't hit them and damage them coming in and out. I know a truck isn't going to, but come on. We're supposed to use our imaginations. Alright, so if I... Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Let me flip you to this way. And we'll get this one this way. Hey. Can you go get the cat? Because
Yeah, what's it doing?
she's trying to go smoke and she's not being very stealth about it.
Not being very
Stealthy about it.
Beans.
Okay. Yeah, that's... I mean, I could just take that one from here. And put it here, because it feels empty here, right? It feels like we need something. And if I delete that one, that's a little better. Kinda, sorta. You know, I wasn't gonna do the windows on here. But the more the building keeps catching me, or catching my eye, it feels awfully empty up there. Okay. So these guys I tend to bring up. Of course, I decide to do this after I put the palm trees in. Don't think I can get another one in there. Yeah, not without it being weird like that. What? Too far. There we go. Okay, and then see if I can squeeze this in here in between the two. Alright, that's a little better. Okay, this building. I need to come back. And deal with you. Alright, and then we're gonna spin you around. Okay. I will move that in a minute. Okay, so that's okay there. Okay, so this is a staff room. I did give this a perk, it looks like. What's making all that fussing? Who is making all the fussy noises?
I mean, cow was, Peebo was meowing at me.
Oh, okay. Somebody sounded extra fussy. Okay. I didn't know if somebody was about to be in a lot of trouble or not. Okay, there's that. Just curious. Okay, so we got that one up to 100%. Not that it matters all that much because it's in the back. Away from all of the peoples that are gonna complain about it. No. Didn't want to do that. And we'll flip you. Okay. Alright, so let's grab our colors. Don't you start, Mr. Dog. You're close. Your internal clock is only slightly off. Okay? You gave me such a terrible time last night. You've got a few more minutes. When Mr. Man goes to take his medicine, he will take care of you, okay? Just gotta be patient. I know this is a foreign concept for you. He got to go twice on his outing today. The weather was a bit more cooperative. Which is why he's being a little bit more calm than he has been. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Just the sassing didn't end last night. Okay, so pop that up there. Alright, that's probably going to suffice. See, generally, I'd like you to be up to there. You're just touching the roof, though. And that's a slight issue for me. Something my brain's gonna be mad about. Okay. Turn that off. Okay. See, there you go, Mr. Dog. Is that where I want that to be, or do I want it on this side? Actually, I think... Where is the line on that? Line is probably about there. Probably. Greeny. And now... Let me grab the 6. Oh, too far. That's where I keep grabbing the blue one. Then when I look over and start moving it, I've got the green one. It's a square beam, so it shouldn't matter. Shouldn't really matter here. Alright, so that is the 6. And then we've got this 2 here. Okay, let me turn that off. Alright, so that's those 2. Bring them. So we got there. Okay. Now, here's the question. Well, no. I don't think I can... Yeah, those are different lengths. Hide, Mr. Dog. Whatever is the problem. Oh, right. We didn't do it right. Welcome to the complaints department. How may I help you? Yes. Really? You don't say. The nerve. Oh, that is quite the complaint. All right. Your ticket has been logged and submitted. Please go take a seat until your number is called.
Complaints department.
Oh,
What seems to be the problem, sir?
Do we not have enough turkey in you? Is that the problem? We don't have enough turkey in your guts? You need more dinner? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to get you more dinner.
Apparently. This. It's like, what the heck did I do? Hit the wrong one. Okay. So I think we're gonna have to double this guy. A little more. So this guy and this guy. Well, let's do it the other way first. Although, that'll work. My brain's just being silly. Okay. Sorry for the barking doggo. Hopefully he wasn't too obnoxious. Is Mr. Beans trying to get into it? 'Cause darn that Mr. Bean. Okay. What? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And that needs to go in this way. Do you have to put a G-O-O-D-I-E in it?
He just had a blinky, so I think he was waiting for it.
Ah. Guess we got that. We got that. And do that. Okay. Got that. You. are part of the build group. Really? You're gonna be trouble. Alright, can I put you in the middle up here? You're higher than I normally go with that. But I usually go with the smaller staff buildings most of the time. Facility, I forgot what I was looking for. That quick, I'm like, I don't know that I'm in the right area. Oh, that's weird. Why is only part of you showing? Okay, so there's that. Alright, so this was a little door frame that we've made way back in the beginning of making this guy. So self-imposed rule is nothing from the workshop, but we can use other blueprints that I have made. Okay. 87. 87, that's it. That's all. But tell you what, you need the shrubbery treatments. Okay. And there's that. Let's see. Did that do anything? 89. Did a marginal amount. That's okay, though. Alright, let's see. Oof. This is gonna be... Ugh. What am I gonna do here? Because that is not that wide. It is very much going to stick out by that much. I mean, I guess it's gonna have to be something like that, right? With like this super skinny slot in the middle. Are we too far? Okay, I'm gonna let that hang over just a little bit while I figure this out. I don't know that I want to run that down the length there. Don't know that I need to. Alright, so let's flip the doodle there. Okay, so this one I actually didn't have to adjust too much on. Okay, and then that one. Okay, so that's gonna come up to no. Thank you. It's gonna come up to this staff entrance. Okay. Sorry, I was just making sure I didn't get carried away in one direction. Okay. So there's that. Which one are you? Palm oil, Africa. Just because that's going to be a little... Well, I could put the other one there. Probably could get away with that. Okay. You. Well, maybe I should grab the other one. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. This just feels like it's begging for a lamppost right there. I probably don't necessarily need one there. What if I flip it out that way? I don't know. I feel like if we do that there, then maybe I shouldn't have this one here. That's a lot of lampposts in there. Plus, that's got lights on its door. This is mostly just for the walkway. Okay. Now, over here, I need to grab you. And let's put in a little walkway here. And I can kind of link that up to here. Not too much trouble. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Trade center, trade center. No. Let's see, construction. This guy's a very clean building. I don't know why that grid keeps flickering. Sorry for those that are sensitive to it. There's not a whole lot I can do to stop it. I'm aware of. Okay, so now. Do you want to give it like a fancy roof or... Yeah, I suppose we could give it a slightly fancy roof. But that might be weird. Let's rotate this one. Just to make it a little different. Okay, and then grab this while I am right here. Thinking about it. Okay. Let's see here. Is there a sign for this one? There is. Okay. let's grab our trim. Alright, well, flippy flippy. In that direction. Got a flashlight on so we can see. Alright, that's probably out far enough. How high do I want to take you? I guess to there? I suppose. I'm gonna bring you. Maybe there. Then we've got 2. And gonna bring them to about there. Alright, so I'm gonna grab the 4. And we're gonna. Well, too far. Nope. Come on now. There we go. That in there. Okay, so we got that one there. Okay, so that probably needs to be about there-ish. Okay. Bring this guy on through. To that side. And I'm gonna see if I can get this to work. Don't know if it's gonna. Okay, so not quite what I was hoping for, but it's not necessarily terrible either. Okay. All right. Give me one of these. And I need to flip you. So like I said yesterday, I wasn't sure how long the staff area was going to take. So I did not know if we were going to be starting the walkway today or not. And I'm still not certain. Kinda depends. We probably won't though, because I still have a lot to do back here. Because we need to do a bit more landscaping. Right, so I need to do the landscaping around this guy. I need to fix this mess. I need to landscape around in here. So I've got 1, 2 keepers' huts, the water area, a vet, a quarantine. We'll see. We'll see how far we get. I know my building speed, so I feel like this is being overly ambitious, but we'll see. Alright, this guy. Okay, that's not so bad. Alright, I need a little door here. Let's see, what door does we want? What door do we want? Interesting. Okay. Can I grab another one of these? Is it gonna be too much? I don't know. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, that would be too much, because yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I'd be happier if I could change that wood frame color. That I'm not super thrilled about. It's amazing how many of the doors are not it. Yeah. Didn't really want the slide bolt on the back, but that's alright. Well, it'll have to do. At least this goes a little bit better. Hi. What is the matter? Okay. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me deal with the dog, or try to. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Apologies. Okay, so back to what we were doing here. That is a very chunky window. Okay. Grab this. So there's 1 and 2. Oh, you're fairly out from the edge of the building there. Okay. Now, let me over here. How big is that guy? Like he's fairly chunky. But you kind of work. Kind of. Hi. Don't knock my drink over, please. Mr. Bean's here now. Hi, guy. What's up? We're gonna be a good boy, right? We're gonna not listen to the intrusive thoughts now? Like you were earlier? Hi, Beanie Boo. Yes, that's my face. Thank you. It's tapping my face. No, we're not gonna claw me. Remember, we're not supposed to listen to the intrusive thoughts? That's not nice. I will pet you. But you've got to be patient. Okay. Have to be patient, guy. Alright, so this one. Okay, so that one I think is where we start to get a little askew here. No. No, Senor Flippy Tail. Hi, 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 hi. Nails in my boobs is not a good way to get pets, sir. No, it's not. Behave yourself. I know they're kind of in the way, but that doesn't mean that you can do what you please. Ah, yes, that is my hand. No, that hand needs to be down there under the keyboard, under the desk. It's on my keyboard tray. Yes. Well, then go. If you're gonna be pissy pants, then go. Her children. Especially that one. He wants pets, but only if you do it just exactly the way he wants it in that very moment. And he found another target, because I think he found Ed.
Me.
And found Ed to be much more entertaining than me at the moment, which is fine with me. Sorry, Ed. So, bring this guy. Hi. Leave Ed alone. Ed doesn't want your nonsense.
Go on.
There was talk of possibly seeing if he could behave himself tonight. But if this keeps up, somebody's gonna be on lockdown when we go to bed. I wish he would stop attacking my feet under the blankets, even when I'm not moving them. Because that gets really... I'm that short. So that gets to be a whole lot. And his claws have got hooks on them. And he does not hold back. At all. I wish he did. Who's he bothering now? Like, you heard that, right? I'm not crazy. Well, I'm not completely too far gone. It didn't come through the microphone. Sounded like he was fussing with somebody else. He's got toys around. So he's clawing me because he wants me to entertain him. I found one of his toys earlier. And I think I know where it is, but it's like I have to get the party started with the toys for him to go independently play sometimes. Or at least that's what it feels like. Okay, where is... I need my solar light. Which is all the way over here. I mean, we're getting there. At least it doesn't look as empty now. So give me that. Maybe there. And there. Okay. Just needed a little something. Alright, now this mess. I don't know what happened here. What is happening? The heck? I raise you temporarily. Come on. I found a little bit of you. No, that's not at all what we wanted to do here. No, you're just gonna be difficult. Okay. Good. I'm glad we've cleared that up. Wonderful. Lovely. Okay. Because why would you behave? Hmm? Well. Shit me. You're floating. Because of course you are. Of course. Don't know if I can go back far enough. Why are we hissing? Leave it alone. Oh, these cats tonight.
He's back now.
Yeah, no. Can't go back far enough. Like, it starts to lower with it. Here we go again. Huh?
Huh?
No, not you.
Oh.
Pathway problems. Here we go again.
Ah.
Oh, that's weird. Why are you...
What's the problem?
I've got like a dip here and didn't know it.
Oh, it shouldn't. If
Okay,
you
there
put
we
one of those squares there, it shouldn't matter. It
Well,
shouldn't.
this happened, and I wasn't even sure how this happened, because it wasn't like this before. And then I was trying to fix it, and then it wasn't fixing. And in true Nisey fashion, I was getting frustrated. Oh, there we go. Maybe? Can you, like, fix a little bit more for me there? You're so close. Well, the other side fixed. Okay, no, you're just gonna be troubles. Okay. Alright, fine then. We're just gonna be... Oh, that's raised up a lot. Like, a lot, a lot. Don't know that that did anything instructive. No. Why would you cooperate? We have been fighting with this road. Off and on. Ever since it went in. Okay. Maybe we can make like a speed bump here. Since we had to raise it up. Oh, Mingos! Thank you for the raid. Appreciate that. Hope you're having a great night. Hope your stream was well. Appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. I am Nisey. Welcome to our Planet Zoo stream this evening. Hello, hello. I am currently working on a staff area. that wants to be fussy. Apparently. Okay, that's good. Alright, what about the rest of it here? What else is gonna give me trouble? Nice, of course. Yeah, you know, like, I've only fixed this, like, 4 freaking times. And every time I'm like, oh no, we're good now. We're good. No, we weren't good. Because while I was off working on something else, I don't know what happened, but then this wasn't level anymore. Stop. Alright, let's see. I can get this somewhat. Yeah, good enough, right? So I'm working on this staff area that I've been neglecting for a good while. It's looking a little bit more filled in now. So for our children's zoo backstage area. And once I get this back area finished, then I'm gonna start to work on the walkway up here. You know, I didn't see how weird this was when I first put it in. I was just glad I got the pathway to behave, and now it's bothering me, but I dare not touch it. You're working on an Everglades house. Nice. Yes, I am a bit of a slow builder, so it takes some time to see progress, because sometimes I get indecisive. Back here's been going fairly quickly this evening for me, because it's already design that I've got going through the zoo, so it's like, okay, this is fine. You. How far back am I gonna have to adjust you? Okay, maybe to there. Because, like, you've got a little bump here. It's not like they're actually gonna use this road. Oh, that's why that was like that. Because of that. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh, this is ridiculous. I touch one piece and then... Right. There's gonna have to come a point where we're just like, screw it. This is how it is. And I think we're quickly approaching that. It was level at one point. I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything. You're also quite slow. It's painful sometimes. Then there will be flamingos outside the Everglades. Nice. I still have to put my flamingos in. The real ones. I'm thinking of doing both species. I don't know if both species will get along in the same habitat. I haven't looked that closely yet. But they're gonna go in over here somewhere and be visible from the boat ride. Somewhere in here. I don't know if it's gonna be over here. I don't know if it's gonna be over here, but somewhere in here. I haven't gotten that far yet. That's as far as the planning process has gone on this so far. I haven't been planning out that far in advance. Most of this has just been a vibe thing. Hey, let's do this today. Let's do that. To a point. Like, I've got a spreadsheet with how I separated all the animals out. Like, did I want the type of whatever they were to be part of their alphabetical thing or not? Like, anteater was greater anteater. I'm like, G or A? And I'm like, no, A. So, you know, like, I went that far as planning, but that was about it. it's gonna get to a point where no matter what I do, it's gonna hit a section. It's just not gonna level out, right? So that's not too bad. That's a bit of a bump though. You know what? You know what? This is what we're gonna do. Because this is gonna drive me insane. Because I'm almost back to where we started and it's still not straight. We're gonna do what we did up here. We're gonna cheat. Good kind of cheat, but we're still gonna cheat. Where is it? It's over here. That was over here too. Now I don't see it on this side. What? Oh, okay, I see it from this angle. It's like, what the frick? Because that is a bit of a height discrepancy there. Speed bump. I mean, you know, if that's how we have to handle it, then that's how we have to handle it. Is driving me crazy. Alright, I'm gonna turn the flashlight off now. I don't. Did I just turn that off? Yeah. For some reason this is extra sun flary. Okay. There we go. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Walk away, Nisey. Walk away. This up here. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. This is the staff area. This is the staff area. Do not nitpick it. Do not. You have picked the nit enough. But my brain's like, no, it's not. Leave it alone. You did them with Galapagos tortoises and it worked fine. Nice. See, I never thought of putting them in with the tortoises. But then again, I'm also a silly muffin that didn't realize I could put all of the butterfly species together, so there's that fun revelation. And I only realized it by accident, which was even more distressing. Because I believe it was on stream when I realized it. I like was looking through and I somehow landed on the species list in the Zoopedia. And it's like, oh, this gets along with this. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, you mean all the butterflies can be together? Like, really? After I painstakingly planned out all of those houses, I think it was when I was trying to work in, I had already planned the butterfly house area out over here. Where is it? This is also why it takes so long to build stuff. I go off on tangents. So, I had already laid out the butterfly houses. And I was like, okay, so we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, and we'll do this. And then out of nowhere, at least to me, because I wasn't in the know that there was a new DLC coming. Alongside the DLC they dropped a free butterfly and like a couple other things. And I'm like, what? I was like, no, I don't have a house for that. And so I had to rework the restaurant area to squeeze this MFer in here. And by the time I finally got the pathway and everything resorted, because I had already had tables down and stuff, I reworked the whole area. And then as I was putting the butterflies in or something, or I think I was trying to figure out how many I could put in there and accidentally hit the wrong tab and saw that. I was like, wait, what? And I felt like such an idiot. Because it never dawned on me to check it. I just was like, okay, each butterfly gets their own house. I mean, it worked out in the end, but still drove me absolutely insane when I realized that. I was like, you mean to tell me? And because I did the same thing in Streamland Park, I had built a similar, but not exactly the same butterfly garden. And yeah, I guess that's just gonna have to be like that. Gonna have to be a little bit of a harsher angle there. I had built houses for each one, and the whole time I did that, never realized it. It's like, oh, great. So we will probably try to get Zoo 2 pre-ordered next month. If not next month, then definitely by August. Because we can kind of count it as a birthday gift to both of us, since we're both going to be playing. You know, sir, I had hopes tonight. Sorry, the dog is here. One of the dogs. I had hopes tonight that you were going to be a good boy. Well, you're being sassy, so Mr. Bean's going to sass you. Mr. Bean grabbed his tail. Oh, last night was terrible. All he did was tell me off. Because he didn't get to go places and do things. And then we broke down a half hour into stream and the husband took him real quick. And did that appease him? No. Because he thought he was supposed to... The cat is messing with him. The youngest cat, who's almost a year old,
Go relax.
is fucking with him.
Go.
He keeps grabbing his tail, and then that's the sound of the dog trying to play with the cat. He's not mad at him. He has adored that cat since we got him. He wanted to play with him when he was a tiny little ball of fluff. I'm like, you're gonna hurt him. And we didn't know that we were keeping him at that point, so... we were just fostering him. But, we have our own little zoo here. 5 cats, 2 tiny dogs, and 3 guinea pigs. Alright, so if we do that... Whoop! Hello. In a roof. Okay. This is... Keeper's Hut. Only 62%? Well, that won't do. That won't do at all. Yeah, so it's one of those catch-up days where I really need to get back to behind-the-scenes areas that need attention. Like, and I don't have to make these 100%, but it's not like there's guests back here that are gonna be angry about them. At least that's one thing they're changing in the new one. I did see that much. Do I want to do... I tend to add a little bit more height. Sometimes on here. Just makes it a little bit easier. Why did that drop down? Come on now. There we go. So you gotta run. Hey, no problem. I appreciate the raid. You have a great night and a great weekend. Thank you very much. I completely understand. No worries. Alright, so let's scroll through here. What do we want? We want the 1, right? Yes. Oh good, he found a toy. The cat. I don't always put the trim on right away, but lately I've been forgetting to come back and do it. Bud, when did he get second dinner? Like, how long's it been? Hi. That's alright. Bean's preoccupying him now. He was so mad at us last night. Because he really wanted that third dinner, because he was just being trouble all night long. He ended up going and laying down. And he had, like, shoved his head into his bed, like, into the blanket. He was clearly pouting. I was just so mad that when I wrapped up stream and turned around to see if he was still actually hungies, he like wouldn't lift his head out of the blankets. He was that mad. Well, that needs to be just a skosh further. Too far. Alright, that's probably good enough. Hi. I know. You gotta let that food settle, though. I don't want you overeating. You're eating too much as it is. Right? You're a tiny little doggo. Right? You're like 20 pounds. Where are you putting it all? How are you still hungry? Are we just not feeding you enough? If we give him a large meal, though, at dinner time, he doesn't eat half of it. And then he gets mad later, after we've picked up the bowls, because he wants more food. I'm like, dude, you wouldn't eat what we gave you, so we have to give him smaller amounts that would equal a whole full dinner throughout the night. To kind of trick him into eating his full meal. Because if we don't, that's how it ends up going. Okay, so let me flip that guy. And we're gonna raise him up. Sometimes I will trim the roof line. I hate doing it though. It drives me crazy. Because it never really quite looks right once I do get it in. So I don't always. sometimes it's just easier to do it this way. I should have done the front first. Turn that off. That off, because I don't need you all checking for climbing when you are not in a habitat. Okay. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so it kind of worked when I did it this way. Kind of. The only problem is it's hard to see. Alright, that needs to be ever so slightly. Tacked into there. And then you all. Okay. Good enough, right? How much is that gonna bother me? Probably more than I care to admit. Do you ever have these like thoughts when you're trying to fall asleep and you're like, oh my god, like of something that didn't get done, and it just suddenly hits you full force and you're like, oh no, oh no, how did I not remember that? Or how did we let that get away from us? We went to the zoo in Tulsa, Oklahoma. When did we do that? I think it was like the middle to end of April. Or the very beginning of May. It was somewhere right in there. And last night while I was trying to fall asleep, the thought suddenly slammed full force into me of, oh my god, we never got the bill in the mail for the Cherokee Turnpike. Because they bill by plate. They take a photo of your license plate and then mail you the bill unless you have an electronic Pike Pass for over there. And we don't. We're not in Oklahoma enough to bother getting one. And I was just like, oh my god, the thing, we never got the bill in the mail. And I was like, oh shit, what happens if we never get it? Like, are they gonna put like points on our license or penalize us? You know, like the thoughts just started racing because it's information I don't know. And I was so upset. We do have a sun pass though for when we've gone to Florida. We don't, like, we needed it more when we went down to Key West because at one point there weren't any toll people, and it's like, well, the guy had said to us when we had asked about it, he goes, you're gonna want one because like the last toll road, like the last exit to pay, there's nobody there. And we're like, oh shit. Well, like, thank you for telling us. So we got the sticker version. And we thought we had closed that account when we came back. So we're like, oh, we probably won't be back anytime soon for this again. And then we ended up going back sooner than we thought. And so we ended up getting a new one. And it turned out the old one had never deactivated, but we didn't know that at the time. So we scraped the old one off We had found that out after we had scraped the old one off. Excuse me. And, so we got the new one on there. And I had said to him, I said, are we gonna deactivate this one? He goes, no, we're just gonna leave it. It's fine. It'll bill to this credit card if it goes over. And I was like, if it uses up what's on there, because you can put X amount of dollars on the account. And then you can put a card on it to draw from the card if you go over. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It doesn't like auto bill you necessarily. So I was like, okay, Mr. Bean, that is my foot. Don't start. Please. Thank you. When we had originally looked into it, it said that the turnpike didn't take SunPass. And I was like, oh, I was like, well, crap. Because it's more, it costs more to do the toll by plate because they have to pay for the processing fees and all that. And I was like, and I guess the stamps and all. I was like, well, that's a bummer. So we kind of brushed off. We're like, all right, so we're just gonna have to deal with the thing in the mail when it comes. And it hit me last night. I was like, because I'm the one that gets the mail 95% of the time. And I'm like, I don't think it ever came. I was like, oh my God. I was like, well, shit, now what are we gonna do? And I was like, well, maybe there's a way we can look it up online so we can get this paid. And, it wasn't gonna be a whole lot. It was gonna be under $15. But that wasn't the principle. It was the fact that I suddenly remembered we had something outstanding due. And now I was like freaking out about it. I was like, oh God, oh God. So the next morning I said to the husband, I said, hey, he goes, what? I said, we never got the toll bill. And he's like, huh? I said, we never got the toll bill. Like, what if they put points on our registration or license or whatever? I was like, so upset about it. It's like, all right, all right. So he's trying to figure it out. He goes, I don't know if there is a way to look it up. I said, no, I read something that's like, you can, but you need certain information. And in the middle of all that, he looked up our SunPass. And he's like, don't worry about it, it's been paid. I was like, what do you mean it's been paid? He goes, it came out of the SunPass. I was like, what do you mean it came out of the SunPass? It said it didn't accept SunPass on that turnpike. And he goes, well, I'm seeing the charge for it right here from that month in Oklahoma. And I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, well, that explains why we never got the bill for it. Because they usually bill pretty promptly. Like, it's not more than a month before you get the bill. It's usually like two to 3 weeks at the most with them. And I was like, that would have been nice if they had updated the thing to say that they took the SunPass. And sitting here having a freaking anxiety attack over the fact that we never got the bill. It's like, thanks a lot, Oklahoma. Like, a couple of their roads it looked like took SunPass, but not that one on the information that we could find. Turns out that information was incorrect. Oh gosh, do I want that far off? Not really. I might not have a choice though. That's a little better, I guess. So right here is going to be a little... No! Right here is going to be a little extra thick. Half the time tonight, I've wanted to place the thing and haven't tapped my mouse hard enough to place it. And then right there, I didn't want to place it, and it thought I tapped my mouse hard enough to place it. Good times. I'm excited for the aviaries. That looks fun. I am excited for... What? I hope they fix the pathing too, very much. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I noticed this piece of pathing sticking out here, and why are you here? I don't know why you're here. You don't connect to anything. Did I have you connected to something before? I don't know. Yeah, I really hope they fix the pathing. If anybody was here last week, you'll understand. You'll understand entirely. I'm just gonna kind of... Like, that was ridiculous. I mean, I could, I guess, just take it down, but then I feel like I'm doubling up. Maybe where I don't need to be. Yeah, that was just dumb. Now, I haven't played that, so I don't know what their pathing is like. I'm not sure if the husband looked at it. I haven't really seen any videos on it, so I don't know. I just hope it's not as freaking frustrating as it is currently. Sorry, I have to change how I'm sitting. My knees started hurting. I can't sit how I want to sit with my legs stretched out in front of me because I had to put foam board up to protect all of my wires and hide all of my wires because a certain kitten... See, now I'm too far over. A certain kitten, wouldn't leave things alone. That's why I have to adjust how I'm sitting so much. The joints are angry at how I have to sit. He would entwine himself in all of the wires and get stuck and start ripping stuff off my desk, like my keyboard and my mouse. I'm not a fan of the wireless keyboard and mouse combo. The batteries always die on me at the worst possible time. It's a little similar to Planet Zoo, but it allows you to add multiple paths to the same point, and people can still use all the same paths. They walk a little funky sometimes, but you can do full plazas made out of path, and they work without anyone getting stuck. Okay, nice. That sounds interesting. Yeah, because right now it's a pain. Like, you kind of have to cross your fingers and like do a line to grid and hope it works out. And I'll tell you, if the here was my issue last week, right? It full on let me connect the pathway and have it go under like the little tunnel archway wall pieces. It let me put the path in under it. Like, it let me do the path. It was fine with it. And I had this set of stairs here, and it let the path go under and up this way. The second I tried to get the caretakers to deliver an animal to this habitat, it's like, nope, there's no pathway. I'm like, what do you mean there's no pathway? Considering the other improvements, Planet Zoo 2, oh, that's here. You built a plaza out of square paths and then sit your building down on it and people could access all your stuff, and then you logged out and came back and none of it worked. Yeah. I was like, what? Yeah, like I had maintenance crews walking through here, through the tunnel, back to deal with this. I had security walking the same path. The second I asked it to deliver an animal over here, nope, there's no pathway. I had to get him to help me. And even then, we're like, what is the issue? And it seems to be the tunnel. I guess the box was going to crash into the arch on the tunnel, or the pathway wasn't quite tall enough or something. I don't know. I'm like, well, then you shouldn't let me place it like that to begin with. I was so mad. I had to rip everything out and redo it. I'm like, if it was that much of a problem, why? What is this madness? Make it make sense. I was so frustrated last week, and it took so much time trying to figure out what in the Sam Hill the problem was. I was going insane. I was like, this worked. If there's no path, why are they using the non-path? It's like, excuse me. Something doesn't make sense here. Where do I want you? How about I put you there, right? So I kind of want you. Now, these trees, this one and that one, I made these a long time ago. Within the first couple of sessions. With the hedging around the bottom. These trees. And it's gonna clip into the building more than I wanted you to. Alright, that's fine. I'll put you there. They have spotlights in the bottom of them. So that's actually a scenery piece. It's the tree. I've got 2 of these hedgy pieces in here, and then I've got a spotlight. I don't even remember what hedgy piece that is. Corner curved topiary, and I just kind of overlapped them. Alright, what about you? Are you willing to cooperate? No, no, no. Don't do that. Alright, maybe I can get you about there. So then, when we're in nighttime mode, which we're not often, I'm only usually in nighttime mode when I am doing my lighting passes. These have a bit of an uplight to them. I'm gonna have to do a lighting pass back here at some point. Okay, that's fine there. Let me have my little planter. That's slightly askew. But that's okay. I've been using it anyway. This guy here. So this was one of the big, tall, African planters. And I just sunk it into the ground. Just so that the little lippy lip is showing. So there's a little thing you can download from the workshop called Angry Archer, and you can use it to see how high things are, or how high things need to be for people to be able to use them. Huh. Interesting. I will say, oh, that's not what I wanted. It is, but it isn't. I am hoping that we get some more stuff for the guests to do. Like, I really want a animal carousel. You can set him on the ground and then build something that goes over his head to make sure there's clearance for staff and guests. Like, there was clearance on that one thing because I had staff walking under it already. 100%. That's why I was so mad and so confused and didn't think that that was the problem. Because I had guests, or I had staff walking through that area. 100%. They were walking through without an issue. And I was like, what do you mean there's no pathway? I had staff back there at the time where they're telling me there was no pathway and I didn't drop them back there. So they got back there on their own. It just didn't make sense. Oh, really? The whole thing? Okay, I think you is where it starts to go a little sideways here. Like that I'm fine with. So that's why I was so frustrated. I didn't understand what the problem was. We only figured out that that was the problem by starting to eliminate other things slowly and painstakingly. You need an adjustment. I don't know why this isn't lining up here. It didn't look that disheveled. And if I don't try to deal with it now, well, that's not what I wanted. If I don't try to fix it now, it's just gonna drift further out into the pathway to the point that it becomes blatantly obvious. I did mostly the little nubbies on the other one, I think. No, I think I did hedge. What did I do over there? What did I do over there? It has been so long since I have been on that side of the zoo. Let's go take a field trip. I'm getting angry at the fussy hedges, so let's take a field trip. Let's just take a mosey over here. I mean, I'm only on letter, what, D? It's not that big. At least it doesn't feel that big. This is the one corner. And there was about where the entrance plaza was. That tree right there is the opposite corner to this one. And I left specific trees in so I could find my corners. That is the other corner on the front, that particular tree. And I'm not sure if it's that one or that one. I think it might be that one. Is the other corner. Oh no, maybe it's that one. One of those. Oh no, I did do hedge. Okay. I did do the hedgies. Okay, that does make sense. I did the nubbies in a couple of spots. Where were they? There. Oh, you know what? I did the nubbies on the curve because the curve was making me get agitated because the hedge is so long and it doesn't curve right. You think the most habitats you have in one franchise zoo is like 4 or 5? But you've only had Planet Zoo for a couple of weeks, so yeah, I mean it takes a while to get used to the things and work up building and getting more confidence in it and all that. It does take some time. I've got a archived playlist, an archived video list of me building this place from start to here. On the YouTube channel, it's in the link pinned in the chat at the top. So that'll show everything that I've done so far on this guy. Oh, that's why it did that. Okay, that makes sense now. Let me rip all this out again. So, last week before we wrapped up, I realized that I was missing just a sliver of a circle for power on the grid. And I had a solar panel shoved in somewhere. And I realized I could take that out and put in a turbine. And then I was like, you know what? I could probably get another turbine back over here, and then I can eliminate this other thing. That pathway was sticking out. I dropped this one in, right? And I guess I was tired and just wanted to be done at that point and wasn't fully paying attention. You're gonna be trouble. You are full on gonna be trouble. And so when I dropped this one in, I was more paying attention to where the power circle was going to be instead of which way the control panel was facing. So I had that bit of pathway sticking out here oddly that I couldn't figure out why, because that's where the control panel was sticking out. So now that makes sense. Can we turn that off so I can see, please? Thank you. So now that makes quite a bit more sense. Okay. Your problem is you like building all of your stuff from scratch and you'll spend 2 hours putting together a building. Yeah, same. Same. I have a self-imposed rule where I'm not allowed to use anything from the workshops. So. At least on this guy. Or even the pre-built shells. I will plop down the pre-built shells at times and look to see how they did what they did. And what pieces they used to get an idea of what I could do. You'll download stuff and take it apart. Yeah, because it's like, well, how did you do this? Okay, yeah, that explains where that came from too, because I kept moving that around. That explains that. I've got one statue that I've made that's up on the workshop. I need to get the other ones put up there. I just haven't yet. I keep saying I need to do it, and then I get busy with life and don't think about it again until I'm back in here. I'm like, oh yeah, I never did the thing. Husband was gonna help me get all of those. put up. You're a tinker and you'll buy electronics off marketplace. Just take it apart and see if you can fix it. I've got... Where is he? Where is he? He's here somewhere. Where is he? I guess the closest one's over here. I've got the zoo mascot that I built. So that's Tappy Feet the flamingo. He was made out of the Australian sign pieces. And the two little eyeball pieces that are in the, I guess, miscellaneous signs. Feet and everything were part of the Australian sign pieces. That took me a little bit to figure out, but we did it. I didn't like, there wasn't any signs for flamingos. There was the weird, like, bronze or concrete or cement, whatever they called it, statue, and that really wasn't what I was looking for. And since it's a kids zoo, I was like, let's do something kind of cutesy, sort of whimsical. So I went with that. And I've got a few other from scratch statues. Let's see, where is it? Is it any? No, I didn't do the centipede. Who else did I do? I did the butterflies. So that was from scratch. These are cloud signs that I flipped sideways, and some of the art shapes. What was this? That was a zookeeper maypole ball. That looks like an Australian sign piece. Yeah. And then these were art shapes. And then these were the zookeeper sign cloud. It's from one of the, oh, there's two in there. That's right. I used the two pieces. That was the top half and that was the bottom half. That's why I couldn't find the piece to make it again. Because it was two separate pieces. That was part of one of the DLCs. So I've got those guys. I made a little tiny bat sign right here. Just something cutesy. Yeah, I think it's... Oh, what? Hang on. What was that? Zookeeper... Let's see. Zookeeper light. Which DLC were you? Filters, content pack. Okay, so it was specifically the Zookeeper's pack. So I made this little guy. That's the Australian sign piece as well to get the little arches in there. That might have been, the body might have been a circle from the Australian light sign thing. I think they'll go on sale for the Steam summer sale, and you plan on picking up most, if not all. Yeah, like, we didn't always get every pack right when it came out, but I do believe I've got all of them. I made a little beetle guy. He was kind of a pain in the butt to make, gonna be honest. And then I've got like little metal supports I shoved in them to hold them up. You only paid like $14. That is a bargain. I will say that. That is a bargain. I definitely did not pay $14, but I also got it when it first came out. Made a little bear guy. What else did we make here? That's more of the beetle sign. I gotta really be inspired to make the statues. And some of the animals are easier to make than others. I will definitely say that. I've got my alligator up here. I kind of made him out of different pieces. You got hooked on Jurassic World. And then you got burnt out of them, and PZ was next thing. Yeah, I will say there are times when I do get burnt out in here. Which is why I'll either start a new zoo or I need to take a break, which is why I'm only doing it 1 day a week so I don't burn myself out on it. This was from Conservation Pieces and I think the Oceania stuff. But before this zoo, I was working on another zoo. And that's also got its own playlist on the YouTube channel called Streamland Park. And I had a random wheel that I set up with stuff that we could build, like habitat, exhibit, restaurant, like a concessions area, gift shop area, that kind of stuff. I don't know if I did transportation. I think I added transportation later. But for a while it kept landing on restaurant. And I had like 5 restaurants and like 3 habitats at one point, and I'm like, I'm running out of places to put these. I made a little axolotl guy. Guess we'll boop the snoot. And then his tail's there, and I've got a matching one here. He was... I did not enjoy trying to build that one. That one was tough. Trying to find pieces that looked appropriate, shall we say. He still doesn't look quite appropriate, but it's the best I was able to pull off. And then I've got the little anteater guy, and that's what I've got in this zoo so far. I've got a couple more statues that aren't in here that I've built for Streamland Park, and those were... I have a frog. Let's move over. Move over here. We can see. I've got a froggy boy. That was for my frog house in there. And I had a salamander lizard guy. I did another version where I recolored him for, I think, one of the salamanders exhibits, but for some reason I didn't blueprint that one. I should have. What else was there? There was... No, that's not it. Where's the thing? There's another thing in here. Where is it? The spider. So, I had a spider exhibit ring. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to do there. Where is it? Where is it? I just had it. Oh geez, I didn't know there was staff in there. Oh shit. Hopefully they'll go away. Oopsies. So, there we go. So, I had concessions stand. Well, what was that? I think that was a Hats Fantastic. That might have been an information booth. What was the blue thing? What was blue and yellow? Oh, just a memento. And then on the outside of it, I had a path going around it, and then on the outer portion of the path, I had these spider exhibits. But this guy was art pieces and the wooden pillars from the Oceania pack. Bear. So eventually we'll get these guys put up on... Oh! I did a food court area that was sponsored by Hot Dog Squad in the other zoo. So we made the mascot for Hot Dog Squad. That was one of the other ones I did. I think that's everybody. Statue-wise, at least. I think so. At least ones that I saved. He took quite a while. So they had like rope pieces and yeah, that's the driftwood posts. So he took a good while to make. I will say that. I think I almost gave up on him at one point. But I stuck it out, so managed to get that guy done. Oh, maybe we'll try to make an elephant statue. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see if the mood strikes. Alright, these guys. They're at 42%, huh? Well, that won't do. Why are you on every year? What are you set to? 29%. You're probably every year too. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Well, I guess I'll start on this one. Edit. Okay, get out of that and go back into here and go back into here and go back into here. Okay, so this guy. How do I want to do this guy? Let's turn this way so that flickering is not quite so obnoxious from the build grid. Okay, do I want to have you fully exposed? Or do I only want you partially exposed? Let's do partial. Right, like that looks fine. Alright, so I need to put some sort of roof on you. Okay, this guy. Will you fit? Will you fit? Kind of. What? Hi, cow. That was awfully heartfelt and sad sounding. What is the matter? Hmm? Cow has a meow that sounds like he smokes 6 packs a day. No idea why. You know, you keep meowing like that, and you're gonna intrigue your buddy over there. And then he's gonna come and see what you're meowing about. we'll do something similar to how we did the temple pieces. And I know that's showing. I'm going to take care of that in just a second. This may or may not fix it. If it doesn't, it's okay. Okay, yeah, that's not going to fix it. Alright, that's fine. Not a problem. I really should just favorite all the ones I use the most here. Yeah, we'll just go with the 4, I guess. Alright. Oh, no. I do want that. Alright, give me that. I'm gonna flip that. Alright, so this guy. You can go there. Alright, now, since I'm gonna work off of you, turn the climbing off, because climbing doesn't need to be on this piece, that's for certain. Ooh, okay, so that's interesting. Alright. Indeed. So... it's gonna leave a little gappy bit at the bottom. That's probably okay. So we're not quite done. Alright, give me these two. And I'm gonna drop down here. I will say turning climbing off on the things that didn't need climbing on helped quite a bit with the overall chugginess. So if you don't necessarily need the climbing on, like some of your pillars, some of your trees, don't forget to check those when you've placed them. Go back and click on them. So if they're not actually in a habitat or with a animal that's gonna climb on it, you might want to consider turning that off. That's not staying blue, by the way. I am going to fix that here in a minute. Just haven't gotten that far yet. I wanted to leave it blue for the moment. That way I could see. If it was going to change or not. That's duplicate on over. Alright, you. Let me flip you out this way. Yeah, like the only reason this is getting built out so fast, this is fast for me, by the way, is because I have a couple of these, although I think I did a slightly different design in a different part of the zoo, but I already have like the theme figured out for the base design. Really? You're gonna be that tiny little sliver, really? Actually, undo that. I'll fix you a different way. Let's see. I was debating whether I was just gonna pull that down, like duplicate it. But might just be easier to do it that way. Turn that off. I know some builds you can click on the build itself to turn the climbing off. So really, however you want to handle it. Okay, and then these two. Duplicate these way. Sometimes my hand gets a little carried away. That side. That's interesting. You're the only side that didn't. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let me grab you and you. Okay. Now you need some light, so let me exit out of the build. The two main lights I've been using on the buildings, I have pulled out and sat aside. So that way I don't have to go back in and recolor them every single time. Okay, so let me duplicate that. So I've just been dragging around these couple of light fixtures on the ground as I'm building in different sections. This lamp post, I flipped this upside down. It's originally facing the other direction. So, in case you're having trouble finding it, that would be why. I hope Zoo 2's soundtrack is as good as Zoo 1's here. I do hope for that. Sorry, all the circles ran together there for a second and I wasn't sure which one I was grabbing. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, you would be flickery, wouldn't you? How about we stop that? Ah, you're still flickering a little. It's alright. I'm not gonna stress it that much. It's back here in the staff area. It's fine. It's all good. Alright, so we got our lights on that. Might be too much light with the one in the middle. Because these can be kind of bright. I'll have to take a look at that once we come back through and do our final lighting pass back here. I might end up taking that middle light off of there. That might be a little too much. I'm just not certain yet. Really? That much? That much you're gonna miss? Seriously? Oh, that's heartbreaking. I do not want to put another... That one can be short, that's fine. I am not sticking another shrub in there for that little bit. Of a gap. Just no. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's me if I couldn't have gotten the extra bit of, you know, 1/8 of an inch or whatever out of it, I probably would have. But not the point. Oh, that, well, see, that fixes it. That's fine. If I can actually place it before I go to move again. Ah, that worked out. Okay. What are your thoughts on life? I hope things get busier soon. Well, I hate to break it to you, buddy. I have the zoo guests limited. The fact that you're hoping it gets busier soon when your job deals with sick animals is a little questionable, but okay. It's almost like you're wanting them to be ill or something. I get that you're bored, but my guy. Easy paycheck. Okay. I need more plant life here. Alright, so we'll stick you in there. That's good and fine. Okay. I don't have a whole lot of lighting on this side. But I think we're okay. You double back here. Whoop. You know what? I've got to be careful doing that. Like, I've really got to be careful doing that. I'm like so quick to spin my camera view when I do that. Sometimes I've crashed my game a couple times doing that. So that's what made me save there. I was like, oh wait. Or at least I have crashed when doing that. I don't know if the two are related, but it has happened. Oh, that's right. Last week when I went to, I saved and was closing out after we were done stream and all. it crashed on me on exit, and I was like, oh, that's bizarre. Are you going to be mad about the hedge? I wonder. There's a world in which you might be. Yeah, it's not on your list. Okay. Alright, so I am not going to play silly games with that. We just won't hedge that there, and that is fine. It doesn't necessarily need to be hedged there. Okay, so you've had some things to do to keep you busy. What are you doing? Oh, you all just delivered the deer, I guess, because that's the animal delivery that you're talking about. Okay. Take you across to here. And then I guess you there. I can take the other one that way. Okay, so we've got ourselves another keeper hut here. And we still have a vet building and a quarantine building, some landscaping, and I need to extend this. So this was, I think, from the aquatic pack? This rounded fence. I decided to put it on top of my little boundary wall here in an attempt to keep anything in that might escape, or to keep people from trying to climb over it. Alright, so I'll just extend this out a bit. I'm gonna have to do another... What did I do? I didn't want to do that, whatever I did. I'm going to have to put in another staff area back here somewhere. I just don't know where yet. I took that all the way down. Okay. I mean, that's down far enough for right now. I still need to come back and extend this out further. Okay. So... guess we'll... Wow, you're only at 25%, huh? Excuse me, that's kind of astonishing. Well, I guess it's kind of dropped down here, so maybe it's not that astonishing. What did you get up to anyway? 53, that's it? Wow. Well, when I get these two done, hopefully they're close enough to bleed into that score. And even so, it doesn't really matter all that much. I was just kind of curious. Huh. Interesting. I don't remember seeing that stat there before, but then again, I don't know how often I've looked. I tend to prefer sandbox over a franchise, because then I don't have to worry about how much I'm spending building. How about this guy? We make a short little one. Like, they don't all have to look the same. Oh! I stretched and felt / heard multiple vertebrae, like, click in a row. That's a lot. Alright, what time is it? I'm getting tired. I think we'll stop there tonight. We've gotten a good almost 4 hours of building time in. And my brain's getting tired. It's been a long day. So, I'll probably bring one of these over to here. If not that, then one of the other ones. And that'll also help with scenery rating. And then I still have to do some hedge work in here and around in here and all that. So we're getting there. I actually got further back here tonight than I expected to. So next week we will finish up this bit down here. And, well, I don't know. It depends on how long the landscaping takes. We might get started on the walkways. Like, I actually need to finish putting the railing on this guy. And get his little thing set up. But that can be part of us working up here. I'm going to try to give it a similar treatment to... Where is it? Over here. I'm gonna try to maybe do something like this. We'll see, because obviously the pathway is wider than that piece is. We'll see what I come up with. But that we will work out next time. But yeah, it wasn't so bad. We did get a bit done. We finished up that. We got all of the hedge work back in here up to that staff access. We got this staff room done. We got our security office done. We got our animal trading post done, and we put in a little pathway up here to our deliveries entrance. So that way people can check in and all that. In theory. Got that staff room done. We did a bunch of landscaping. Got the water treatment area done. We took a couple of detours working on some stuff, looking at stuff. Speaking of, I need to go and remove those statues because I don't need them sitting out here, and I don't want to come back in and be like, why are these here? I don't remember putting these here. That is totally something I would do. Really? Oh, I saved it all as one? Is that what that is? But I didn't... Okay. Well, that's not helpful. Alright. I got scared. I thought I did something I wasn't supposed to do when that thing dropped. Right. And we'll get rid of these guys. Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, that'll do it for tonight. Thank you guys for the raid and for the follows and all of the things. I do greatly appreciate it. Don't forget, like I said earlier, there's a link in the chat to the playlist of this build so far over on the YouTube channel. I've been archiving the live streams over there. So this playlist is Tappy Feet Children's Zoo. There's a couple other different Planet Zoo playlists. There's some challenge playlists where the husband and I challenged each other to a set of specific rules to follow, where we each did our own zoo and tried to see who did it better, kind of, sort of thing. There's the Streamland Park playlist, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. So there's a link to the YouTube channel in general down there somewhere, and I guess in the about stuff, and along with a link to the Blue Sky and the Ko-fi socially thingies. I post on Blue Sky when I go live. Once in a while, I'll do bonus streams of either art or a game. I might be starting to do some bonus art streams soon-ish for a couple of weeks to get started making the Christmas presents that I need to get done, because I've got a lot and they're going to take me a little bit. Because we're going to be sewing, and embroidery can take time. So that way I'm not rushing it, a week before Christmas, ripping my hair out, trying to get everything done up almost 24 hours straight. I don't want to do that again if I can help it. But, we'll see what happens there. But thank you guys. So, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will be back on Tuesday, and we'll be back with Stardew Valley. And then the plan is Wednesday to work on the embroidery canvas. Thursday, we'll be back to working on our needle felting project. And then next Friday, we'll be back on Planet Zoo. So you guys stay safe. Have a good one. Thank you for all the things and the conversation and all. And I will see you all on Tuesday.